Hey everyone, it's Jen, and I'm back with another 12 by 12 layout process video for you. And this is using a picture that I took of my husband during a vacation we had in North Carolina in the mountains. We went to one of the sites there, which is called Chimney Rock, and it is this huge, huge rock formation, and there are all these trails and everything that you can do a lot of hiking, and there's actually like a man-made trail like with stairs that go the whole way up to the top. We weren't able to actually do the hiking part of it because continually having issues with my ankles, my heels. I have had to have two surgeries, one on each, actually two surgeries on one and another surgery on the other leg. So I'm not quite fully recovered from that second surgery on my right foot, so I can't do a lot of walking, a lot of hiking, so it makes it kind of difficult. But we were able to drive up to the top and go up and actually look at the view and enjoy the drive and everything around there, and it is very beautiful. So I snapped a picture of him up at the top, looking out over a beautiful, beautiful scenery there. So here I'm just taking this background paper and mixing up some of my watercolors, my really cheap watercolors I got at Michael's. And a lot of times I'll just mix, a couple of colors together to try to get the right tone of color that I want to match with the papers I'm going to be using. So I mixed up some orange and a little bit of green, I think. I did this layout a couple of days ago, so I don't really remember. And maybe some brown, I'm not sure. But do my sprinkles, and I like to use the watercolors because they dry really quickly, which is nice. And, there's no glimmer or anything involved, which is good also for me because I don't use a lot of shimmery, glimmery stuff. Most of my layouts are of boys or of my husband, so. And just working out some layers there. I inked all the edges with brown ink. And these papers came from Basic Gray. I think it's a mixture of Hey Girl and Hey You or Hey Boy. I have all three of those 12 by 12 paper pads, so I'm not sure. I was pulling from all of them. I have them in one of those big 12 by 12 like drawer things that open up, have the cover on them. I just have like everything thrown in there. So that's what you see sort of scattered across my desk there. So now I'm just picking through some of the acetate embellishments and whatnot there and see what I can find to embellish this page. And I don't normally use flowers when I'm doing a layout of a boy or my husband, but I thought, why not, I thought they were cute. When else am I going to use them? So, yeah. And I pulled the orange papers just because obviously he has an orange shirt on in this picture, so I wanted that to sort of pop out from everything else that was going on in the picture because the view is beautiful, but I wanted him to be the focus. So just layering up some of these pieces here and trying to decide which ones look the best. I thought I was going to go with that hello, but then end up changing my mind. And then had a little trouble here trying to figure out where I wanted to place this other half. If I cut something in half, I like to try to use both pieces of it just because the likelihood of me using it on something else is pretty low. There we go. That's going to work in there better, I think. Yep. So you can see I don't have everything fully adhered down yet, but that's because I wasn't sure where I was going to do the layering and all of that. And I did cut a piece of the video out. I'm still having trouble loading anything longer than 15 minutes, so I had to cut like sort of larger chunks of this video out. So at the top of the layout, you see that it changed from the beginning of the video till now. I just cut out some of the orange and some of the green papers at really sort of wonky angles to cover up the more girly colored strip that was at the top of that pattern paper. And then I did the same thing for at the bottom of the layout, so it sort of balances. And I believe I find a little ticket in here that there it is, that I end up cutting out and using in my layer. So cut off the edge there and get it inked up with some brown ink. And when I was doing this layout, I had just stuff everywhere, and I did get some ink on the back of that picture, but I was just going to go ahead and go with it. I have the digital copy somewhere, so if I really wanted to, I could change it out, but I just figured it's not affecting the photo that much. It's not covering my husband in the picture at all, so that's what's most important to me. It actually kind of looks like just like a bird or something in the background. I fiddled around with this for a little while because I just wasn't sure what I wanted to put there, and I was trying to use up those other 2 sheets of stickers that I had. Somehow I ended up with 2 of them. I think one came in a Studio Calico kit, and one I bought myself before I knew it was coming in the kit. So that's, I think, how I ended up with 2. There's some of my cheap Big Lots foam tape to pop that piece up. And that's another piece that I cut out of the video, was me putting the letters on there. And I actually had to look it up because I couldn't remember the name of where we were. I asked my husband, and neither of us could remember. So I had to Google it. And it took me a while to get those letters on there. So I just went ahead and cut that part out. And then these little banner things are cute. I rarely use them. So when I get a chance to actually use one, it's exciting. So I'm not sure where I want to stick it, and I'm sort of trying different angles and looking, and I liked it there, but I was having some issues. It was sort of popping up that piece in an odd way, but the more I played around with it, the more it loosened up, and everything was fine. So then I have some of these badges that went along with that collection, and I'm trying to decide which one I like better, and I go ahead and pick the brown one. Place it there. I don't have a lot of badges, so they're pretty dimensional. It's more dimensional than what I'm used to putting on a layout, so I guess that's why I'm not necessarily drawn to them. I could have made it flatter by taking the foam off of it that comes with it and just, oh, here I was doing my strips for the bottom, I believe. But, you know, you could take that foam backing off and just use something thinner, but I didn't bother. I end up having to lift it up later because I'm trying to line something up, and then I just had to stick it back down. And then inking these tiny little pieces is a pain. I'd ink everywhere, all over my hands, my nails, and I need to change my blade. You can see all the little white fuzzies after I cut those pieces out. I have blades. I just like to use them until I absolutely have to change them, because they are not cheap, and I don't really understand why they have to make them so expensive, but whatever. So I guess I could have cut this part out. This is kind of annoying. Must have missed it whenever I was searching for things to trim out of here. So you can't even really see this part, I don't think, if I move it up or not, but I am adhering it there at the bottom, and that's just to balance out the strips that I put at the top. And I'm just using some of that Aleene's tacky glue that I have. Just put a really thin bead of it on that piece of paper and adhere it down. The bottle's like really hard to squeeze. I have to really squeeze it with all I've got. checking, making sure I had everything adhered down, and then searching through my enamel dots to try to figure out what colors I wanted to use. I've had that one forever. I used the blue color, all but one, it looks like, and the green looked like it was going to work, so I want to go ahead and use those. And then these sort of off-white ones. And then those, like, darker pink. The darker pink don't look like they match in the video, but in person they do. Because that heart paper, and then on the left-hand side, and that flower near the badge, it looks like it's red, but really it's like a hot pink color. So I'm just deciding what sizes and which colors I wanted to use. And then trying to decide, I like to have them over the edges of the paper so that they look more random. It's funny how it's harder to make things look random than you would think it would be. And then up here on the right corner, so I get my visual triangle. And I didn't go with a big, I was like, I forget what I was going to say. Oh, whenever I go to do my title, I'll just start to explain that now. The name that I put on it, I actually looked it up, and it took me a while to pick out the letters and everything, so I cut that piece out. And this is where I have to take that badge off because I'm trying to line it up straight. But the actual official term, or name of what the rock formation is the granite monolith. So that's why I named it that, and I just thought it was kind of funny because he's standing there with his arms crossed, and and these stickers I've had for a while and they just were not sticking, so I had to add some glue. So there's the end of that, and I hope you all enjoyed my video, and I'm hoping to get some more loaded soon. So thanks so much for watching, and feel free to leave me a comment and a thumbs up, and I look forward to watching your videos and making another one for you soon. So take care, and I hope everybody has a great day. Bye-bye.